as usual, I made a loose leaf tea and strained it, but as I was taking the strainer out, I gave it a little bit of a shake just to get the last drops of tea out of the strainer, and then managed to drop some of the tea leaves back into the cup, so I'm now having to kind of rescue it. So yeah, that was very clever of me, but oh well. It's fairly easily remedied, and yes, I'm using the end of a paintbrush to do it, but I didn't want this floating around in there, so just getting the big pieces of tea leaf out of here and into the rubbish bin next to me. But I feel like that's fairly emblematic of my Monday so far, but I'm hoping it will improve now that I'm about to do Strim things. How's everybody else doing? Turnip, thank you so much for the lurk. Much appreciated. I hope you have a lovely lurk time. And Big Juicy Peanuts, hello. Welcome on in. Lovely to see you. Welcome, welcome. Oh, goodness gracious. I was thinking about something earlier today, and it wouldn't... Ooh, sorry for the shaky cam. Is everybody okay? 'Twas not an earthquake. That was just my knuckle hitting the camera mount. I do apologize for that. But yeah, if you are in a part of the world that's seeing an eclipse today, are you gonna look at it? Have you looked at it? I don't know if it's happened yet. Was it completely clouded over? I know it's gonna be fairly visible, supposedly, assuming that it's not covered by clouds where my family lives in Canada. Apparently a lot of people were traveling to Niagara Falls to see it, because apparently it's going to be very visible there, and Niagara Falls has declared an emergency because they're like, we can't handle this many people at once and everyone keeps rocking up. What if it rains? Oh, goodness gracious. I haven't seen an eclipse in a good many years. It seems like a lot of the interesting sky phenomena seem to happen when my part of the world is asleep.
Oh hell yeah, end of this, you've just subscribed.
Oh my god, Nix, thank you so much for subbing with Prime. I really appreciate it. That's so lovely of you. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Oh, I was not expecting that noise. Nix, my dear friend, you lovely human being, thank you so much for the sub. Welcome on in. Thank you, thank you. I very much do appreciate it. I was just talking about the see the other thing about eclipses and when an eclipse happens is that I can't think of a total eclipse now without thinking of this very iconic British advert for depending on your perspective, either biscuit or cake. I can't remember what the legal ruling is on that. Jaffa Cakes? There was an advert that ran a very long time ago. And you know what? I'm not going to describe it to you. I'm gonna put a link to it in the Discord. Because I feel like you just need to see it. And I actually sent it to my parent earlier today, so I think I should have it to hand on my phone, so I can send it to Discord from there. Oh my goodness. But it is, just believe me when I say it's eclipse related. It's very silly, and you'll understand why. I don't think that I can do it justice, so I'm just gonna pop in the Discord. Anyways, how is everyone? I'm okay. Breathe. I'm lurking long enough to laugh. It's an amazing advert. Right, Turnip? It really is. It really, really is. I would try and just actually just stream it. But I think if I try and run a YouTube video, I think while I'm streaming, there is a chance that it will break the stream. So I don't think it's wise to take the risk. But I'm gonna pop it in. I'm gonna pop it in food and stuff, I guess. In the apropos of current events. And I'm just gonna at everyone, use my executive power just abuse my executive power, because I feel like everyone should see this. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it, and if you have seen it, you need to see it again. Okay, done. Anyways. Huh. But anyways, that's not even a thing here. I don't know. Right now, the sky is overcast. It's a very Monday looking day out there. It's quite dim here in the studio. I've got mostly the curtains shut, to be honest, and I've just got my studio lights. But yeah, I did many years ago, there was some kind of eclipse happening while I was working in an office. This was long pre-stream. I was an office manager for an academic department at a university. And I was responsible for the weekly staff newsletter. And I happened to know that there was an eclipse happening, so I just filled the entire newsletter with like eclipse facts and information and what to do if you want to just stop doing your job for like half an hour and go enjoy the like celestial phenomenon. Because we're a place of like learning and stuff, so I feel like it's valid to go do an interesting science thing. I'm gonna take a sip of one of my teas. People seemed to like my newsletters. I kind of miss having that kind of thing to do, just in general. Like, that was like journalism adjacent. I was also working as a journalist at the time, just like sort of side hustle wise. But that's a whole other kettle of fish. Anyways, oi Savaloys, Lino, how's it going? Welcome on in. Lovely to see you. Hello. I would love to still be able to do like some journalistic stuff, but let me tell you, it is hard getting a job in journalism that pays more than peanuts, and in some cases it's hard getting a job in journalism that pays money. Because I didn't get paid to do journalism, but it was made up for me by the fact that I had a regular job, so I had an income at the time, so I wasn't super bothered about needing the money to pay my bills. But conversely, my editor really liked me, so I got to do things like go visit, like the Doctor Who set in Cardiff and go to screenings and interview interesting people. It was an amazing, honestly, just like for fun. But I also should have gotten paid for it. Anyways, Vampire, hi, welcome in. Vampire's got good news. Do go on. Please feel free to let us know. Let us celebrate your good news with you if you would like to. It's lovely to see you as well. Welcome on in. Anyways, in the meantime, while Vampire is presumably typing, if they do want to share, this is what we're working on today. Let me take you on a tour of the flowers. So we've got Lily of the Valley, tulips, rhubarb, which is a flower now. I've reclassified it because, you know what, damn it, I just think rhubarb is pretty. Okay. Bluebells, lavender, daffodils, and then we've also got primrose, cherry blossom, quince, crabapple, and forget-me-nots. In no particular order. I literally drew these in the order that I decided I wanted to paint them. So here they are, but I had a nice time doing it. And I think they'll hopefully be quite cute. I was wondering about making this into a sticker sheet if people liked it, because I think it'd be quite a cute sticker sheet. Though if I were to do that, I think I would probably change the order that some of these flowers are in, just so that the colors work together better. Because I'm thinking now, like, this flower's yellow, and then this one's also gonna be kind of yellow. So would I want to, like, swap this one out with, like, that one that's kind of pink kind of thing? Because this one's got a little bit of a blush on it, and this one's pink, and I'm like, no, did I do it wrong? But I'm not worrying about that for today, because I didn't want to erase and redraw all these little flowers, even though, to be perfectly honest, the flowers took the least amount of time to draw. Anyways, ooh! Oh, wow, okay. I'm turning that sticker into a car magnet with sticky magnet sheet and UV resin. That Vampire, that is cool as heck. That is cool. Resin, wow, that is so beyond my skill set. I am very impressed. That's super rad. Oh, man. Listen, if you want to share how it goes when it's done, I would love to hear all about it, / see how it looks. Anyways, oh, thank you, Lino. That's because the last thing we streamed was Hollow Knight, and because I'm an idiot. Thank you for that, little content note. Where's the damn thing? Is that because you wanted to do one? Because you are welcome to once it has been enabled. I don't know if you have to refresh or if it just appears. I honestly have no idea. I switch it off for game streams because I can't draw during game streams, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's that. Anyways, thank you for letting me know. It's fixed now. I'm silly. Beans! Pretzels! Alright, anywho. I just got a new bottle, says Vampire. Sweet. Very cool indeed. I have watched some popular YouTubers work with resin, and they make it seem scary, but I think that's just because they're generally very chaotic and possibly don't always do things correctly. You know? Sometimes I think that skill and knowledge is possibly actually a bit of a detriment when it comes to getting stuff done, and instead one should simply run on pure gumption. Don't be safe. Whatever you do, be safe. Do things correctly and follow the instructions. Oh, little boy. Okay. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Lino has requested a terrible drawing time. Well, good thing we haven't started painting, because we've got a terrible drawing time already. Doot. Let's go. Evan and Caitlin. Yes, that's the channel. They keep getting recommended into my YouTube feed, so I was like, okay, what's up? And then I watched one and I was like, oh, these guys are wacky. Okay, I get it. It's making me want to learn how to work with resin, but I probably shouldn't, and I have no reason to, and I'm guessing it's expensive, but also, they have gazillions of people following their 12 YouTube channels, and can afford to purchase a home, so maybe I should be working with resin. Anyways, one moment, please. Art. Okay. I cannot stress enough. Maybe talk to Luna about it. Oh, really? Sweet. Sweet. That being said, I do not have space in my house for another creative medium. Like, you can't see the space that I'm in right now, but the studio is essentially sort of, it's a room, obviously, with a desk here, and then shelves running down that wall, and then shelves running down the opposite wall, a window on this wall over here, and then in front of the shelves are a whole bunch of stacks of stuff we're storing. It is basically a glorified storage space with a desk. That's my studio right now. So, do I have the time and space for another artistic medium? Absolutely not. Speaking of space, I'm aware that there is a little more space on this terrible drawing canvas, but I feel like this is a prompt that needs potentially a little bit more room for me to figure out what the flip to do with it, because oh joy. I need to try and figure out how to draw a big stink. I can vaguely recall, I think, the flower that Lino's talking about in their prompt, but do I remember what it looks like? Not really. Okay, let me explain, because I haven't. Terrible drawing time for anybody who's new here. It also means Crack is on every terrible drawing time canvas. Lino. He's literally the first thing on this canvas. He's on it twice. Anyways, so yeah, for just 5,000 channel points, I have 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept of your choosing from memory or sight unseen on a terrible drawing canvas. It often, sometimes it's cursed. Sometimes it's cursed. Sometimes it's nice. Sometimes it's just like a sincere portrait of a coffee expert I happen to enjoy the commentaries and weird experiments of, such as Mr. James Hoffman here. And then other times it is just what is essentially becoming a parody of itself based on my one-time attempt to draw Crash Bandicoot, the video game character, not ever having played a Crash Bandicoot game. And then someone requested a long version of this poor creature, and now the long Bandicoot is kind of. Sometimes I think upon the horrors I have unwantingly wrought into this world, and I feel guilt. I just feel guilty about it. It feels bad. But I'm glad y'all enjoy it. I did think about doing like a sticker of this guy, but to be perfectly honest, I don't know if he's legally distinct enough from actual Crash Bandicoot that I wouldn't get a cease and desist. Anyways. Right. Let me just Vampire says, have you ever tasted something and thought, yeah, that's good, but then had it later and it's gross? Yes, absolutely. Sometimes just a little bit is nice, and then it kind of stops being. There was a flavor of crisp that I had once, and I think it was a fairly like limited edition one, but like having one crisp, it was like, yeah, that's really good, but you did not want more than one of them. Maybe it's that sort of situation. I don't know. But yeah, Vampire says that they tasted something this morning that they thought was good, as recommended by brother. Brought it for lunch. Do not like it now. That's disappointing, and I'm very sorry. He's very clearly parody, so you'd get away with it. Maybe. I don't know. The thing is, if like a big company is like, cease and desist,
Attention.
even if it's
Twitch
for
user
heaven's sakes,
Sammy
never
Couch.
mind.
Choppers.
Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Hello. Welcome in, Raiders. We were just about to do an extremely cursed drawing, but it is a drawing of a flower, so it is relevant. Anyways, hi, Gracie. Welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome in, everybody. Hello, Raiders. How's it going? It's lovely to see y'all. Welcome on in. Gracie, how was the rest of your stream? And hello indeed, too. Welsh Jenny, and many distractions and summer days, and painted puffling. Hello. How goes indeed? Welcome in. It's lovely to see y'all. For anybody who's new here, allow me to introduce myself. My name's Twitch user Sammy Couch. I'm a variety streamer. I stream art on Mondays and Thursdays, and I stream games on Fridays and also this Sunday. I do a lot of watercolor work, which is what we're going to be doing today. Just finishing this little sheet of flower-bearing ghosties. They brought you flowers and a rhubarb, which is a flower now because I wanted to draw rhubarb. I'm going to get a shout-out for Gracie in the chat. Hey, there we go. Painted Puffling, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. Hello. welcome. Allow me to explain. We were about to do something deeply silly, which is I have 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept from memory or sight unseen, which is the channel point redeemed. I have to draw a little guy carrying a flower. Summer days. Thank you very much for the follow as well. Stream was good, says Gracie. I am very glad to hear it. I was there for a portion of stream, and I very much enjoyed it. Gracie was painting some absolutely gorgeous daffodils, very seasonally appropriate. We love to see it. And if you're not familiar with the lovely Gracie, do go give him a follow. There's a shout out in the chat. And yes, thank you very much indeed. What else? Oh, I forgot all of the things that I do when there's a raid, because I've got a case of the Mondays and I'm very tired. But yeah, anyways. But yeah, thank you again so much for the raid, Gracie. I very much appreciate it. Let me get another shout out for you in the chat, because I can do 2 shout outs. If you're not familiar with Gracie Ghosty, you should go give them a follow. Gracie does amazing, absolutely gorgeous watercolor paintings. Does lovely, lovely animal portraits, lovely botanical stuff. It makes me so happy to look at. And Gracie's also just a lovely person with an absolutely lovely stream to hang out in. So you should go get on that. If you're not familiar with me, but it's working, yay. There was a second there where I was like, are you work with me here? I do watercolory stuff as well. Here's a Mothman I painted a little while ago for a lovely person's birthday. But also I quite like this Froggo friend. This is Terry. He's a friend of the channel. He's a mage, and he loves just chilling and casting spells and drinking lovely cups of tea. And he's just a good dude. And this lady, I had an idea for a name for this lady, and it was shot down by my moderator / spouse, so never mind. But if you're not familiar with Gracie's work, it looks like this. And isn't it just gorgeous? This is, okay, this is gonna sound, I don't know if this is a weird way to describe a painting, but this is just so edible. Like, it just looks so delicious. Like, I think it's a real skill to do, like, a food painting and just make it super edible looking, and this looks so edible. It's just gorgeous. I love the textures on this anyways. But yeah, that's Gracie's work if you're not familiar with Gracie. Again, she does some of the most beautiful watercolors and gouache and other similar medias. And they are really beautiful and fun and whimsical and gorgeous, and we love to see it. And thank you again for the raid. I really appreciate it. Let me catch up with chat. Gracie says, no you. I get to do the reverse because it's my stream. Armana says, cute paintings. Thank you very much indeed. I appreciate it. Oh no, what was the name? That's the thing. I forget. No, I remember her. I thought that she should be called Skelenor. Like Eleanor, but because she's a skeleton. And I was shot down. So I need to think of something better. Linus says, Sammy telling us to eat paintings. Remember to wash it down with some delicious... No! I would like to ask everyone to be safe with your painting supplies. They are not for human consumption. That's what we have tea for. This is a nice Vietnamese jasmine tea. I'm having it for the first time today, and I can confirm it's delicious. Oh, that's so good. Anyways. But yes, anyways. Moana says, that's a cute name. Thank you! Thank you! Feel vindicated. Okay, so from about 10 minutes ago, I had a terrible drawing time redeem asking me to draw my cursed attempt at Crash Bandicoot holding one of those giant flowers that smells really bad. I don't remember what they're called, but you know the flower that it's huge and it's beautiful, but it's like really, like, it smells like, I don't know, like rot. So I have to attempt to draw this guy holding one of those. So, oh joy. Corpse flower, says Nyx. Thank you, corpse flower. I have to attempt to redraw my attempt at Crash Bandicoot, who's very cursed, holding a corpse flower. So, as I like to do, I'm drawing him nose out. So there's his little nosy. There's his little head, I guess. And then he's got an eye. Just about. And he's got a fluffy little ear. And then he's got another fluffy little ear behind it. The ear physics don't make sense. Don't question it. Just don't question it. It's bad. And he's happy because he's got a flower. And he's also got a little snaggly tooth. I don't know if the real Crash Bandicoot has a snaggly tooth, but I feel like he should. And oh, would you look at this? He got you flowers. What an absolutely thoughtful guy. Wow. Thanks, Crash. I really appreciate that. And I don't know if Crash Bandicoot is wearing gloves, but he is now. Which is probably for the best, because this flower is real stinky. And his body is... I don't know. I've also only got 5 minutes to draw this, so It might be pretty bad. Okay, he's got a belt on, I think, and then he's got pockets on his like
Attention.
90s
Twitch user
Jinkos.
Sammy Kelch.
Sammy Ann, thank you so
Shoppers.
much for the raid. I'm in the middle of a terrible drawing time. I'm so sorry. But also, hi! Welcome on in, everybody. Hello, hello. I've got 3 minutes to attempt to draw what I think a corpse flower looks like. Okay, so it's kind of like, how is he gonna be holding this thing? Because it's this, like, ridiculous, crazy looking... It's got, like... It kind of goes like this. Oh, no. Okay, so it's kind of in front of him a bit. It's gonna have to be kind of in front of him a bit. There we go. Okay. And then it's just got this big sticky outy bit. Also, thank you so much for the raid, Sammy. And how was your stream? What did you get up to today? It is wonderful to see you. I'm so sorry you have to see me attempting to draw a corpse flower, which looks kind of like this. Actually, maybe if I... Hang on. Maybe if I actually do... If I do it like this... And it kind of goes like that. And then we kind of see the inside of the flower. Like so. And stink lines. There we go. Wow! I hate it. Anyways, let me get a shout out for you, Sammy Ann. This is terrible drawing time. And thank you so much again for the raid. I really appreciate it. Hello, hello everyone. How are you doing? Welcome on in. Hello. Hello, Lugia. And hello, Sammy Ann. And hello, Kindred. Thank you, thank you. You're not about to focus, we realize you were in a terrible drawing time. Oh, thank you. Sammy Ann says we were working on the book. I got permission to share on my stream a bit of the artwork in the process, so it was nice. Ooh, very exciting. Very exciting indeed. That is so super cool. That is... Oh, congratulations. That's super rad. And also, you know, congrats on working on a book. Love that for you. This is... Oh, come on, come into focus. Come into focus. Come into focus. No? It doesn't want to focus, and to be honest, I don't blame it. Anyways, this is terrible drawing time. Lino, I hope you're happy. Because I am cursed. Gracie's heading out to get some food. Good idea. Go do all your post-stream decompression stuff as needed. Much appreciated for the raid as once again. Really do appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Thank you, thank you. That's pretty good for 3 minutes, as Kindred. Thank you. Have you seen one in real life? Thankfully, no. Sammy Ann says, also we're prepping for the North American solar eclipse here, not in the totality zone, but 98.8 is pretty awesome. That is very awesome. And what time is it? When is it happening for you? Just out of curiosity. When Crack gets you flowers, he doesn't half-arse it, says Lino. Oh, jeez. Oh, geez, it is indeed. It is a stinky situation. Oh, there's the timer. Anyways. 98% sticky broken keyboard. Oh, Sammy Ann, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyways, for anyone who's just come in, hi, I'm Twitch user Sammy Kelch from a variety streamer. I almost knocked over my paint water, but don't worry about it. This is fine. Anyways. For anybody who's new here, hi, I'm Sammy Kelch. I'm a variety streamer. I stream art on Mondays and Thursdays. I stream games on Fridays and sometimes on Sundays, including this Sunday, because I really wanted to play Snufkin Melody of Moomin Valley on stream. So, very exciting. For us, starting at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alright, so that's between 7 and 9 here. I expect to get updates from my family because they live quite close to the maximum eclipse zone. Also, for anyone who's in the Discord, I did post in the food channel a relevant video relating to the eclipse. Namely, what kept running through my mind as I was on my weekly video call with my folks back in Canada yesterday. Every time they said total eclipse. And I think and a lot of British people will probably know exactly what I'm talking about without seeing it, but my brain just went total clips. Anyways. It's of the heart, isn't it? It isn't. It is a British thing. It is an advert for Jaffa Cakes from many years ago. that I don't want to spoil if you haven't seen it. I wanted to just play it on stream, but trying to have a video and a stream going at the same time will break my computer, because my stream will break if I try and open Discord on my computer while I'm streaming. If you're not in the Discord, just YouTube Jaffa Cakes Full Moon and it'll get you there. I've popped the term you need to copy paste into the chat just in case. Anyways, this is what we're painting today. I'm just doing a little sticker sheet type situation of some happy little ghosts with some happy little flowers because it's springtime and everything is in bloom, and it just makes me so happy to see. It just makes me so happy to see. And I wanted to capture that a little bit, so that's what we're doing. I realize that my paints are still on the other side. We're 42 minutes into the stream and my paintings are still on the other side of the room. Makes me think of Joe Louis cakes, thinking of moon cakes and all. Ooh, I used to love Joe Louis, and then I think I bought one the last time I was visiting Canada. It was one of those. Has anyone else had that kind of situation where, I see Bulba Soup is trying to get in on things today. Hello, Bulba Soup. Anyways, has anyone else had that kind of thing where you're really nostalgic for something that you haven't had since, like, years and years ago, and then you have it again and you're like, oh. And it's just not... You don't know whether the quality has gone down, or it's just better in your memory, or just your taste has changed because you're old now and you say things like, ah, that's good, not too sweet. Like, where did that come from? Anyways, don't know. They're certainly not up to the same childhood standards. Yeah, there were a few things the last time I was visiting Canada, which is about a year and a half ago now, that I looked at and I was like, oh, those used to be so good. And I just thought to myself, you know what, that should just live inside my memory because I know I'm not going to enjoy it as much as I used to. Other things, absolutely, I still want to have, like ice cream sandwiches, which you do not regularly see here in the UK, and it is a real shame because they're delightful. I'm trying not to hiccup right now, I'm sorry. But yes, ice cream sandwiches and crushed cream soda. Weirdly. Like, it just tastes like the color pink, and it's extremely sugary. Oh, sorry, Bulba Soup. But yeah, I still crave, like, crushed cream soda when I'm visiting the old country. I think my family must think that I subsist, like, exclusively off of really trashy, like, super unhealthy foods. Because the healthy foods that I can have when I'm in Canada are more or less the same healthy foods that I eat all the time when I'm living in the UK. By the way, I am Canadian, but I am a British resident, in case anyone did not know. Just for clarity. But yeah. Oh my gosh. Wait a second. I was so distracted by terrible drawing time that I don't think I got to do a little art creep on Sammy Ann's Instagram. So, you know what? Sammy Ann rated us, so let's take a look at some of her artwork. Ta-da! Because if you're not familiar with Sammy Ann's work, she does some really beautiful, just lovely, whimsical. If you like whimsy, this is the channel that you should be hanging out in as well. Very, very, very sweet. I hope that this little creature is okay. I think she looks pretty confident, so I think she'll be all right. She's got a lot of friends there to help her out. But also, Sammy Ann's dragons are just the loveliest. Get a load of this absolute friend. And its absolute bee friend. I love them so much. I want to befriend like every dragon you paint. They're so beautiful. They're so beautiful, and this piece is just that little bit of sort of like golden glow coming from the flower as well. It's just oh, my heart. Anyways, so yeah, if you're not familiar with Sammy Ann, go do a follow if you would like to. I'm gonna get another shout out in there for you as well. So do I, says Sammy Ann. Dragons are friends. They're so sweet. They're so stinking sweet. Sammy Ann says, my mother-in-law's father worked at Christie's Bakery many years ago, and her childhood memories of cookies and crackers will never match today's box variety. Oh, I believe it. She got to have them fresh at the end of the day. Oh, amazing. Incredible. Love that. That would be such just the absolute dream. When I was growing up, I had a next door neighbor who worked for a major manufacturer of potato chips. But unfortunately, it was only my next door neighbor, so I did not get free potato chips out of it. But boy, was I hopeful that one of these days, because every once in a while, the big giant, like, Lay's chips truck would be parked outside his house. And I would just be like, what if they forgot to shut the door on the back and just, like, a big box of potato chips fell out, and it was a potato chip free-for-all, but unfortunately no. But they were a nice family. They had a little doggo whose name I cannot remember, but it was very cute. But they had a little doggo. The fellow's name was Bill. Yeah, they were a nice family. Very, I don't know, very normal suburban family. Anyways, hi Lux, welcome in. Hello, how are you doing? It's lovely to see you. Welcome on in. Hello. Oh, hello. Lux says, you had a Lay's neighbor. I did have a Lay's neighbor. Lux says, my dad worked next to a Lay's distribution center. They threw stuff away in a big dumpster. We raided that dumpster. So much free chips. Oh my god, that's amazing. That is amazing and well done. Oh my god. Sammy Ann says, Halloween. I mean, wouldn't that be the house to frequent? They did always have like grab bag sized Lays from that house at Halloween. It was fantastic. Moana says, my husband works at Coke and we do share with the neighbors. That is absolutely lovely of you. That is lovely of you. Very nice indeed. Unfortunately, none of my jobs give me things that I can share with people, and I don't think the neighbors would want any of the things I can share anyways. I'd be like, here, have a small watercolor painting. They'd be like, what the hell am I gonna do with this? Anyways, oh my goodness, Lux says, my dad would come home with the entire back seat full of chips, and they'd be fine. Of course they would be. Of course they would be. Like, big companies like that, the amount of stuff that they dumpster that's, like, entirely perfectly fine, but it's too far, it's too close to not quite still being in date, even though it is, that yeah, I believe it. Yeah, anywho. I'm gonna take a sip of my second cup of tea, because of course I made myself 2 cups of tea, because I'm a beverage goblin. So I have here this buttermint, which tastes just like a Murray mint, so I love it, because I love Murray. That's good Murray. Anyways. Happy Murray Monday, everybody. Anyways. But yeah, Sammy Ann says, when we moved to our place, I discovered that the previous owners owned the local patisserie. Woo! And the neighbors were mourning their move because free croissants were a thing. Oh no. Oh no, that's tough to compete with. I hope they weren't resentful towards you about it. Oh, it's a week until expiry. Have to chuck. Yeah, exactly, Lux. But it's still good. It's still good. That's edible. What the heck? Hello, Bickman. Welcome in. How are you doing? It's wonderful to see you. Welcome on in. Lux wants to know if my parentals are partaking in the eclipse. I think they plan to attempt to do a view. Because they are in that part of the country that should be able to see it. So hopefully it doesn't go overcast beforehand. But I hope it's lovely. Are you planning to safely look at it, Lux? Because if you do, I hope it looks really nice. But yeah, free croissants would be nice, says Moana. Oh, I would love to be eating croissants right now. Not right now, because I don't think it would be polite for me to eat them on stream. Because they do get everywhere, and I'd have to mute myself so you didn't have to hear me, like, you know, crunching on, flaky pastries, and it would also just be mean, because then I don't want anyone to feel sad because they didn't have them. But, I was explaining to my spouse the other day my method of eating croissants, and I started the question with, is it normal? And before I could actually say anything other than, is it normal, he was just like, no. And he's right. Anyways. I genuinely don't know how it was never figured out by anyone in my life subsequent to, like, I don't know. My brother once made an offhand comment saying that I possessed a near autistic genius, and I'm like, oh, there's nothing near about it. You should see the way I eat croissants. Anyways. I sound like I'm being silly, but I am serious. I'm that. Anyways, do you eat croissant by ripping off pieces or biting? I fully dismantle the croissant, Lux. I take off the crispy end bits, then I eat then I kind of peel off the crispy bits around the outside of, like, the central portion of it. Then I eat the, like, tender inner portion of the pastry. Then, preferably one flake at a time if I can get a good, if it's flakeable. And then I eat the crispy end bits. It's very important that that's how I eat it. I cannot imagine just taking a bite out of it and eating it in sequence. That's... No, I'm sorry. Like, what? Anyways, Turnip says, wait, that's not how you're meant to eat it normally? That is a totally normal way of eating it, Turnip. It really is. I swear it is. Anyways. Moana rips off bits as well. Thank you. I feel vindicated right now. I really do. That's how I eat one as well, says Sammy-Ann. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you, chat. I feel so much better about myself now. I eat the crispy bits first, then the soft, fluffy bits, says Turnip. For me, okay, here's the thing, Turnip. For me, it actually kind of depends. If the crispy bits are, like, really good and buttery, then I will save the, like, the end pieces for last. If the end pieces are just mid and not, like, super nice caramelized mega buttery situation, then I will eat the middle bits last. It depends. How good is the croissant will affect how good the bits are and therefore what order you eat it in. Same goes for things like fruit flavored sweets like jelly tots or Skittles or anything like that. I have to... Okay, does anyone else do the thing where you know, sort of, you take your packet of multicolored, multi-flavored sweets and you arrange them such that you can see how many of each color you have, and then you eat them in sequence in a way such that you have equal numbers of each color, and then you eat them in sequence in order of preference of flavor. Or something like that. Anyways, I have to order color on M&Ms before eating them. Thank you, Sammy-Ann. Yes, a bit off the usual experience, but it is me. It is wonderful, and I love to hear it. Anyways, have a good stream. Thank you so much, Sammy-Ann, and thank you again for the raid. I really appreciate it. Once again, if you're not following Sammy-Ann, go do that, because Sammy-Ann does wonderful art and is a wonderful human being as well. Anyways. Lux says, I rip off bits too, but, like, just in a regular progression of bits. Fair. Absolutely fair. I mean, I think it's designed to be eaten as a, you know, all of the bits at once experience. I just don't do that for some reason. If I can, in any case. If I'm in a situation where it is absolutely suboptimal to do that because I'll just be covered in crumbs while I'm traveling on a train or something, I'll just eat it. I'll just bite it, but I don't enjoy it as much. Just raw dog a handful at a time, says Lina. Wow, a handful! I cannot even imagine. That must be a wild flavor experience. That is just a flavor blast. I love it. Anyways. Lux says equal balance. Yes. It is so important, right? It is so important. Equal balance, nice, says Moana. Thank you. Nick says, work had to stop getting multicolored post-it notes because I kept opening them to put the colors together. Oh, I love that. That's amazing. Absolutely perfect. Anyways, always use protection with croissants, says Lux. Just make sure you've got a little paper bag so that, you know, all the crumbs fall into the little paper bag instead of all over your nice dark colored shirt. Is anyone else's, like, okay, it seems to have resolved itself. For a second, my camera was not doing its thing, but it seems to have remembered how to be a camera. One moment, please. I forgot I had to actually have paint in order to paint. The paint was on the other side of the studio. I'm sorry, everybody. All right, we are just under an hour into stream, so now feels like a good time to actually commit some paint to canvas. Oh, there is a Warhammer tank where I normally put my paints. So say hello to this Warhammer tank. In progress by my beautiful moderator / spouse. I'm going to put it over here for now. I have placed it safely on a different part of the studio. There's also some random pliers. That, like I said, there's not a lot of space in the studio. I'm going to use a little more of the pastel shades paint pan set, because it just feels, spring is such a pastel time of year. I feel like it tracks. So that's what I want to do. Anyways, okay. I want to paint in these little flowers. So I'm going to need the tittle teensiest of paintbrushes for that. And I think I'm going to start with the primrose. Partly because the primrose is going to be one of the lightest colors. Also one of the hardest ones to do. Because it is pale yellow and then yellow in the middle. But I feel like... So I've got this lemon yellow, but I feel like that's a little bit... I think it wants to be a little warmer than that. These colors never read quite perfectly on webcam. This is quite a bright light yellow, and I think it wants to be just a tittle touch warmer than that. So I'm going to add a little bit of the peach to it, which you can't see now because it's gone off screen rather. Apologies. But the color should, with any luck, look a little something like that. I just want it to be a nice sort of warmish, sort of buttery, creamy kind of yellow situation. But we do want there to be a good amount of concentration to it, at least in the center of the primrose. I was inspired to do primroses because there are primroses in the closest I have to a front garden. Because I do live in a flat, but there is some pleasant landscaping outside that technically I'm not responsible for, so I like it. Anyways. So I thought doing a little primrose situation in reference to that would be nice. So here's our primrose. And I'm just going to fill it in. Like so. My one biggest struggle with doing like yellow colored things really is the doing the line weight for yellow things, because yellow in and of itself, this is like the darkest that this color gets. So trying to get like good, you know, sort of strong lines around the outside of it is rather challenging. So oftentimes I'll kind of cheat it a bit. If it's like a greenish yellow, I might add a little bit of green to the line weight, or if it's a warmer yellow like this one, I might add a little bit more orange to the line weight, just so it's like, you know, visible. But I try not to overdo that, because I don't want to end up in a situation where it looks like green or orange instead of yellow. So struggles. Anyways, how is everyone's Monday, by the way? And also, how was your weekend? Because I haven't seen y'all since before the weekend. Oh yes, also, programming note. I am streaming this coming Sunday, which is not a regular stream day for me these days. But I happen to at last have a Sunday when I am somewhat available and might have just enough mental cutlery in order to do a stream. And so I would very much love to do one. And I thought, I've been wanting to stream the Moomin game that came out last month. What's it called? Snufkin, Melody of Moomin Valley, that's it. I thought it would be a nice, cozy way to spend a little bit of a Sunday afternoon. So if you want to be around for that, you can. I think it'll be nice. Very gentle, very cozy. You have to remember to enable streamer mode because apparently there's a ton of copyrighted music in it if you don't. So I shall be careful. Okay, I'm looking up. What the heck? Another one of these flowers has like a middle that's kind of yellowish, and I think it's it's the quince blossom. Okay, but I think I want to add a little bit more of the just straight ahead yellow to it. Try and get the right color. I shall attempt to do so. Come on. Okay. There we go. Also, my hair is very much... my hair really, it varies how my hair wants to fall. I've got very long hair now. And depending on how it decides to kind of land after I've washed it, it will just want to fall directly in front of my face. Which is suboptimal when you are attempting to paint. But also, do I have the forethought to, you know, like put it up or something before streaming? No, of course I don't. That will require much more planning and think-aheading skills than I usually have. Oh, never mind. Okay. The color of the Japanese quince blossom is so stinking pretty. And so I'm happy to be painting it. What is the middle of a... Is there a bit of yellowness in the middle of a forget-me-not as well? I feel like yes. I feel like yes. I was trying to remember if it was white or like white or yellow. I've missed some chat, so let me... Have I missed some chat? No, I haven't missed some chat. Okay, never mind. Anyways. But yeah. If you are viewing the eclipse, I hope that the skies are clear. I hope you have a lovely time seeing it. I hope it's super pretty. I hope that someone with a really good camera is able to get some cool photos. But be careful. I remember when I, when there was the last time that I witnessed an eclipse here, I happened to be working in an office that had this really weird sunshade, but the sunshade basically, it did the exact thing that you need it to do that you would normally get from like eclipse viewing glasses, right? So I just got to see the eclipse through this like fancy office sunshade, and it was tiny and very cool. And I think I managed to take like a photo with it through this shade with my phone, and it was just a dark sky with a tiny little like sliver of the sun over the buildings of the city. I don't think it was a good photo, but it was nice to remember it by. Anyways, welcome back, Summer Days. Hello, hello. Hope you had a good BRB. Nice to see you again. I need to remind myself, does this have yellow bits in the middle? That's crabapple. Come on, crabapple. Yes, it do. Okay. Sweet. Alright. But that's actually a slightly greener yellow, I think. So, okay. I'm gonna gank a little bit of this yellow, and then I'm just gonna plop a little bit of just cool it down a little bit. See how that does. Ooh, nifty. Okay. I don't think it needs to be more than this. That'll do. Okay. And now I just pop the little baubles on the end here. Very floral of me. Delightful. Okay. Ooh, Summer Days had dinner. Nice, nice. Did you have anything? What did you have? Was it delicious? I hope it was delicious. I'm doing fried rice tonight. I forgot I was doing fried rice tonight when I made lunch because for lunch I had fried noodles. Oops. So I had yakisoba for my lunch, and I'm doing a fried rice for dinner tonight. Oops. Oh well. At least, I mean, it's a different fried carb, so it'll be good, and it's a very different recipe as well because it's not going to be made with like yakisoba sauce. I'm going to be using a lot of garlic, pineapple fried rice, tofu, various veggies that I've got in my crisper drawers. I've got some lovely cabbage that we picked up at the farmer's market. Yum yum, very excited. I had never really put pineapple in fried rice, and then I did like, I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 months ago on a whim, and I was like, why don't I do this every time? It's so good. It's so good. Oh my goodness. It's delightful. Anywho. Right. I need a pinkish blush for this one. And also for the cherry blossom. Yes, I do need a pinkish blush for the cherry blossom as well. So I'm going to pick up some of this. Now they call it orchid pink, but that's nothing to say that you can't use it for other flowers as well. I think it's a good shout for these two, so. This one's not fully colored in, so I'm going to kind of just take that little bit and kind of blend it out. As well as I can on this extremely teeny tiny scale, because I don't know how to paint things bigger than this. I just don't. Wow, that is picking up none of the pink that is very visible in person. Oh my god. I swear that's pink. But it is not visible at all on the camera. What the heck? Oh, that's so weird. Like, that's pink. I promise it's pink, but it looks... Camera makes it look like I just did nothing. That's wild. Okay, well maybe you'll be able to see it on the I will make it a slightly more obvious pink on the little sakura over here. There we go. Yeah, that's much more visible. Cool. And then we get into the flowers that have a significantly greater boldness to them, namely the quince, which is actually quite rich in color, the quince blossom. I was looking around for flower inspirations, and I thought about doing a magnolia, but magnolia is such a weird, like, it's such a distinctive weird shape of flower that I was like, this might look weird outside of the context of being on a tree. Whereas one of these is just like, oh yeah, that's a, tree blossom. Whatever, it's fine. I'm actually, I think, going to add a little bit of a coral to the orchid for this one. Because it is quite a warm pink, the quince flower. And it's quite bold as well compared to the two I just did. Anyways. Burgers, and it was good. Nothing special. It's the summer days. Oh, it's still nice, though. Still nice, I'd say most of the, like, weekday meals I do are pretty unspecial. That doesn't mean they're not nice. Anyways, I'm trying to figure out how to render a cityscape. Ooh, in what? In what and for what? Very exciting. I love a cityscape. I should do another one. Just like a painting. That would be nice. Though I really want to, when we're done with this for Thursday, I was thinking of one of two things. I really want to do, and I think it's going to depend on how much mental cutlery I have, because one of the things I want to do involves an element of danger, and as much as I want to do, like, carve a print block, and that involves handling sharp objects, which means I should be relatively of sound mind. And not too sleepy. So we'll see. And the other one is I have these watercolor paints that I've been waiting for the right project to use, and it's been about a month or two. Hang on. They're just hanging out in this little box. They were quite expensive, so I only bought like 5 of them. And I was trying to figure out what to do with this specific like array of... Tried to get like a semi-representative array of colors, but they're these little guys. This one I opened just to have a look at what the paint pan looked like. But they are the Schmincke's super granulating watercolors. And I got 5 of them that I'm hoping will do a relatively good job of kind of coming together and creating a decent spectrum of weird, very granular colors. But because they're very, 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 there's a lot of granulation in them, I didn't want to do anything that is very granular in detail, like tiny things like this. Because I think for something like this, you want sort of big spaces for the paint to go on. So I was thinking of doing some kind of a landscape situation. I think I finally figured out what I want to do. So if I'm not up to carving a print block, we'll finally test out these little very granular watercolors, and I hope I like them, because this is like £7, so not the least expensive paints, but I did try and buy the smallest quantity of them that I could. They have a couple of like little sets that you can get of like specific colors that are supposed to go together for different landscapes, and I was like, or I could just pick and mix. So I decided to pick and mix, and I don't know if that's gonna be the right call, but we'll see how it turns out. Anyways, digital clip studio. Oh, clip studio, nice. It's very blue and green, says Summer Days. Ooh, very, very cool. I hope it goes well. That sounds like a really cool project. Sweet. Nix says, every time I hear the name Magnolia, I hear it in a deep bass sounding southern accent. Okay, I'm gonna try deep bass sounding, just like my voice. Magnolia. How did I do? Probably pretty terrible, but I tried. Oh, speaking of me doing voices, over the weekend I added 2 very stupid new stickers to the stream stickers thing that we have. And I didn't want to, like, announce it. I kind of just want to wait for people to find them. And I will, if anyone ever uses the stream stickers, I will be extremely jump scared by them. Don't worry. But, I had a fun time putting them together. They're very stupid. Anyways. But yes, that's a thing that exists. Perfect, says Nix. Oh, thank you, Nix. I appreciate your very kind, probably very, forgiving words. Forget-me-not is basically this shade of blue, so I'm just gonna, I don't have to mix together a color, which is always really nice. When I can just pick up a color and I don't have to make it myself. Feels real good. And they're quite a nice, bold, sort of pastel blue. So this should do, hopefully, for that. Ooh, hell yeah. I'm a big fan of this, pastel shades paint. Doesn't always do everything I want it to, but it's rather good. It is rather good. Anyways. There we go. And one more. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can do something a little bit weird. And I don't know if this is gonna work. But I kind of want a little bit of lift just at this sort of inner circle, because there tend to be little sort of whiter bits just at the middle there. So if I very carefully pop a blot on there. Ooh, yes. Okay, good. Nick says, I have to go to a work meeting. Y'all have a good time painting, and you and Sledge enjoy the fried rice. Oh, thank you very much indeed, Nick. Much appreciated. We shall try our best to enjoy the things. And thank you for the good wishes, and I hope that your meeting goes well. Thank you. Okay. Ugh. These details are so tittle. So teensy. Why do I do this to myself? The answer is because it's fun. I enjoy it. But sometimes even I question my choices in so doing. But the answer is it's fun. I enjoy it. Okay, there. That feels like a forget-me-not now. Focus. Focus up there. There's a forget-me-not. Yay! And you still can't see any of the pink paint on this one, which is wild to me. But anyways. Never mind. It's okay. It's line weight time, I guess. Because I've colored in all the things. And for the line weights, I want to drop these for the line weights. And I guess we should do a little shading as well, I suppose. And for that I want to use a different set of paints because I would like the lines to be nice and, you know, visible. I can see a little pink in that flower, says Moana. Yay! It worked! Hooray! Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the validation. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I've broken my airways. One moment, please. Gotta take a big sip of my tea. Oh, jeez. Ah. Summer Day says, it's my first cityscape, but I'm used to these things since I usually paint and illustrate landscapes. Nice, nice. I love landscapes. I love doing landscapes. You know, it's interesting, actually. I think I didn't really do a lot of, like, landscapey stuff until I started streaming. I used to do, like, 98% of my artwork, I swear, used to be basically stuff like this, like just a character against like a white background, and I did mostly like character work. And I was like, if I had to do backgrounds, they would be extremely simple. Like, can I just put some like vague cloud shapes in the background? There's something back there. But kept it very, very simple. And now I just spend like literally months of my life painting tiny books into like a bookshop scene and making it super detailed, and there's tiny people in there somewhere, but mostly it's just a butt ton of books. like this piece we did recently, which some of you may remember. So many, that's not even all of the books, y'all. These aren't even done at this point in this photo. There were so many of them. I will post it to socials at some point. I find oftentimes I will tell myself, okay, you know, it's important as an artist to be seen, to be visible, for people to know about your artwork. So I'm going to start posting to Instagram like every other day. And then I don't. I think my last post was like 5 days ago. And that was the post that I made announcing, I'm going to pop a link to the Instagram in case you want to see. Announcing the little guys paintings that I do now as a part of my Patreon. I just wanted to find a way to offer people like original paintings without them being prohibitively expensive, and so that was my idea. And it seems to be fairly well received so far. But anyways, landscapes are hard for me, says Moana. Landscapes are hard. They really are. I think it helps to... Actually, I don't know what it helps. I don't even know if I'm good at landscapes. I just like doing them. But in general, I think it's nice to spread your wings and do things that feel difficult, because that's how you get better. And it's also really satisfying when you do crack what it is that you've been trying to figure out and you feel like it works for you. It's a really satisfying feeling, you know. Like, for instance, okay, not to toot my own trumpet, but I thought about doing a piece like this for a really, really long time before I actually did it, because I was like, oh, how am I gonna do it and have it look good? And I think I did it, and I think it captures the idea that it needs to. So yeah, I was happy with that in the long run. But yeah, it's just a matter of, if something's hard but you want to do it, you should do it anyways. And that's how you get better at it. That sounds like that's just a really stupid thing to say, but you know, it's true. Okay, so I've brought out the Inktense paint pan set for the doing of the shading and the line weight. just to make it pop a little bit, I think. Because sometimes doing all of the lines in the pastel colors are a little bit kind of not bleh, but just a little bit quite light. And I think it might be nice to just have them be a little bit, to just stand out goodly. Anyways, I'm working on a dragon, says Moana. Ooh, nice. Nice. What kind of dragon? It is, of course, the year of the dragon. I don't do a lot of dragons, though I love dragons. But I did do a dragon for the Lunar New Year this year, and it was really, really fun. Dragons are cool. Right, just popping a little strategical shade here and there where I feel like shade would fall, as these ghosts hold these flowers and one vegetable. Shh. Don't question it, okay? I just like rhubarb. I just think it's neat. It's a chakra dragon, black and gold. Ooh, nice, with watercolor pencils and acrylic markers. Oh, very cool indeed. Love that. Also, aw, thank you, Summer Days. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I much appreciate it. Cheers. I'm trying, you know what? I'm trying my best. I truly am. Okay. Let's pop in a little shadow. I don't really know how these ghosts work, but I have to assume that if they're able to hold things, that they're, like, relatively corporeal, so I'm just going with that. I have no answers as to the nature of these ghosts. I think maybe they're just kind of creatures in and of themselves. They're just ghosty is a classification of creature. And I think I'm not going to think about it harder than that, because otherwise it'll hurt my brain. And you know what? I'm a tired bear. And I can't be doing with the hurting of the brain. Because, I'm too tired for that, honestly. There we go. Okay. And this one here, I guess because it's going this way, I'll have to be going this way as well. That makes sense, I think. I'm gonna pop some little shadows, just a little shading just under the arm here. Like so. Nothing too complicated. Because I feel like this piece is a little bit too, it's too tiddled to be rendered in a very detailed way, so I'm trying to keep it fairly straightforward, I think. But just give it a little bit of depth, you know? I think that's nice. Okay. Alright, wizard. I think that adds to it. I do. I hope so anyways. Does it? I don't know anymore. I'm talking myself out of knowing whether or not it adds to it. Oh no. Right. Do I need to do any shading on any of the flowers? Probably. This one's a fairly sort of just flat leaf, so probably not really. I did enjoy doing all of the veins on this rhubarb. I think turned out real fun. That was really fun to do. But okay, maybe just a smidge. Maybe just a smidgen on this daffodil here. Just kind of where the sticky outy bit in the middle kind of falls, to kind of shade under that. And maybe just a little bit on the petal folds of this guy as well. But just a shade so tiny that it is effectively imperceptible. Only I know that I did it. But at least I know that I did it. You know? Sometimes I swear I do things that are of such an extreme subtlety in my painting that I'm like, no one will know that this is here except for me. I am literally the only person who can perceive this. And I'm okay with that because I know I did it. And that's the important thing. Yay! Anyways. Okay, now I have to decide which of these funky little friends I want to actually start doing the line weight for first. I was also trying to decide if I wanted to just do basically sort of like black or like gray. Probably not like super dark black. Dark black, as if black is the black. You know what I mean? Like, do I want to do like properly black paint to do the outlines, or do I want to keep the ghost outlines a little bit gray? And I almost feel like a little bit gray because it just makes them feel a little bit more sort of, you know, ghostly, but also doesn't pop too hard against like the pastel flowers, and I don't necessarily want the ghosts to pop too hard against the flowers. I feel like they should kind of work together. If I can get them to work together. Moana likes gray, you know what? Thank you. I will do gray then. Thank you for the validation and the confirmation. Okay, so I'll start with Daffodil here. Because why not? And let me just make a nice big puddle of gray, so I've got a lot to pull from, and then I guess I'll just do all of the ghosts at once. I find it's easier to just do everything that is a color at the same time. So, as such, big puddle of gray. So I don't run out. So that they're all more or less the same value on the lines, if I can. Okay. Alright, okay. I think maybe, you know what, before I start that, hold that thought, please, before I start that, I'm gonna do a super quick BRB, because I've been going for a wee bit and I haven't done a BRB yet, so I think now is probably a good time to do a super quick BRB. I'll be back in just a second. We will continue on with these little ghosty doos, and you get to look at the BRB screen in the meantime. Is the BRB song playing? It's not! Okay, I'm gonna fade in the BRB song, and then I'm gonna mute, so, I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a minute. But I'm back. Hello. I hope you enjoyed the BRB song as well. It is one of the perks of having an Epidemic Sound membership. Yay! Is that sometimes I remember to actually make use of it. Okay, do I have a little... I do. Do have a little sheet here that I can kind of swatch things out on. So I'm just gonna see how I feel about that. That's a nice softish gray. I think that'll do. Though, ooh, actually, y'all, I just had a thought. A very silly thought, but I'm gonna take this puddle of gray, and I'm going to add a bit of this, like, silver color to it from the pastel set. Because I think it might do something nice to it. I think a combination of the two might actually be really, really cool. So I'm going to see what I can get from that and make an even cooler puddle of gray, hopefully. And then we'll actually paint some stuff. Wow, painting stuff on a painting stream? Unheard of. Impossible. Illegal. Arrest this streamer. Sorry. Ooh, yeah, okay. I think this is going to make a really nice sort of ghostly gray situation. Kind of actually mixing these two. I hope it will be cute. Can I get some more of that gray into there, maybe? Maybe just a tittle smidge. I'm using so much of this gray paint now. Oh no, maybe I would have just used this gray paint in the first place, but it's quite light on its own. But I think it lends something nice to this. Can I just mix this all up into one big puddle? And then I think we've got our perfect ghost gray, and we've got so much of it too, which is great. All right. I like the music, says Moana. Oh, fantastic. It is a piece from Epidemic Sound. I think it's called The Rose and the Thorn. I'm a big fan. An Epidemic subscription is very much feels like it was a good call for my doing of stuff, because not sponsored, I do pay for it, but the music is just great. There is a really good selection of music on Epidemic, and I do find it genuinely very useful to have at my disposal, both for like stream activities and also for YouTube. I was supposed to be filming for my next YouTube video this weekend, but unfortunately I am not feeling very well, and so I've had to postpone because I felt like crap, and therefore I looked like crap, and I do have to do a lot of sitting and talking to camera, which kind of requires me to feel okay enough to be able to do that, and I very did not. So, unfortunately that has been delayed a bit, but it will be done soon. If you are not following over on YouTube, let me pop a link in the chat, just in case you want to. There is a lot of unnecessary deep dives into history, and occasionally a recipe. The last one got away from me a little bit. It got quite unhinged, but hopefully in a fun way. But I'm having a fun time with it, but I'm not able to make as many videos as I'd like to, just because, oh my god, it takes so long to do them when you also have to have like other jobs, and it's just you working on them. It's a lot of work making a video, especially when you make the kinds of videos that I make, which are kind of intensive on the research and the editing. If I just did a sit and talk to the camera video, it would be so much faster. But, nope. No, apparently I can't do that. I'm like, I'm gonna research the history of this, like, everyday food that nobody thinks about, and it's gonna take a really long time, and it's gonna be a lot more complicated than I thought it was going to be, and it's gonna break my brain. The next video on the slate that I'm working on right now, so I haven't been able to do the last bit of filming, so I've been working on getting all of, like, the graphics and animations and other bits to make it look nice, and, you know, for the sort of educational segments of it, together. And, yeah, I think it's going to be a fun one, but also just a heads up, my channel is not monetized yet because I don't have enough of the numbers they want to see in order to let you monetize your channel, unfortunately. However, I'm also making the video that I'm making now because it would probably be demonetized. Not because anything genuinely demonetizable is happening, but because there are some... I'm making a recipe the name of which sounds a little bit rude if you're not familiar with it, basically. And then I went into great detail looking into the history of why it's named that. So I think it'll be a really interesting piece. I hope so. I think it's interesting. Obviously, I wrote the script, so naturally I think that the script is interesting. But I hope other people will find it interesting too. Moana says, I'm always on YouTube. Yeah, same. I watch so many videos. I like having videos on sort of in the background as I'm working on things during the day as well, generally. Either videos or obviously other live streams as well. So I have many lovely friends here on Twitch. And I will regularly... Even if I'm not around to chat, I will be lurking in the shadows as unmenacingly as I possibly can. I wonder... Linus says, I wonder how much dick you can get away with on YouTube. I don't know. I don't know. The recipe is I'm making spotted dick. That's what I'm doing. Which is a classic English pudding that's made with like a suet dough with like raisins or currants in it. And it is well loved and very delicious and fun. And that's what I decided to make a video about, because why not? And I'd never made one before, so I thought it would be fun to go back to the earliest recipes we have on record and try and make some of those. So that's what we did. And interesting results is all I'm gonna say, because I don't want to spoil the video, and I think it is quite interesting. I may be the only person who thinks that it is quite interesting, but I think it's quite interesting. At least I hope so. Anyways, it is a very comfort food. But yeah, anyways, let's give this. Sorry if I got quiet there for a second. It's just doing like the faces of these little ghosties. I feel like that's quite a focal point, because as human beings, we tend to seek out the faces of things and, you know, like, look at them. So I want to make sure the faces are cute. Okay, I think that's is that a pretty good uwu? I hope that's a pretty good uwu. I feel like that's a pretty good uwu. That's a very uwu little guy. Anyways. Cade has unlurked. Says, oh, I know this one. It's the same root as dough and duff, as in plum duff. Ooh, spoilers, but it might be. Yes, it is. There is a lot of chatter about it in the etymology world, though, so there was a lot to discuss. Just very interesting. Very interesting. Also interesting is that at some point in the 2010s, I believe, the Houses of Parliament here in the UK were serving spotted dick pudding on their actually, you know, Snorlax. Do you want to get in the shot as well? They were serving spotted dick pudding in their like canteen, but they felt like the name was a little bit, you know, was a little bit rude for the Houses of Parliament, so they changed it to Spotted Richard, which is just stupid. Yeah, Cade knows. Like, Spotted Richard. That just, you know, that just says to me that you're too precious. I don't know. I think that's deeply silly. Actually, you know what? I think changing the name to Spotted Richard just draws attention to the fact that you think that the name sounds rude. Like, it makes you think about it more than just if they'd changed the name. Or if they'd kept the original name. Serving dick in the House of Parliament is a life goal, or rather it should be. Oh my god. Oh no, my airways. Oh jeez, I'm gonna take a sip of my other tea as well. I've got a real good tea synergy going on today, because I've got buttermint here, which tastes like a Murray mint. By the way, happy Murray Monday, everybody. And then I've got this lovely new Vietnamese jasmine tea that I've just started. It's really, really good. But the two of them, if I take a sip of them in sequence, taste really nice together as well. So I picked two good teas to drink at the same time. But yeah, ooh, the jasmine tea, very, very nice. It's from, in case anyone's curious, it is the Vietnamese jasmine tea from Postcard Teas, who are based in London. And I've got a couple of their teas. Got a few of them now. This is the first Vietnamese tea I have from Postcard Tea, and I am very happy with it. It's delicious. I have a couple of Japanese teas from them as well. A Japanese roasted black tea, which I was familiar with roasted green tea before, like a hojicha situation, which is very distinctive. The roasted black tea is completely different, obviously, because it starts at the base of black tea. And it has just this wonderful, rich, like, fruitiness to it, but also, like, it's not as toasty. It's more just like malty and warm. It's really good. Really good. Anyways, here, Your Highness. I feel like, hope it's up to your standards. Oh my god, 7 days. Oh my goodness gracious, that is, yep, Listen, the English language is ridiculous. Ridiculous. That was unintentional, but you know what? Let's pretend it was an intentional pun. Because why not? Anyways. Okay. There we go. Yay! Alright, we've got Bluebell Ghost. Anyways. But yeah, so hopefully this week I will actually be able to finish filming this video. Get the editing all nice and then it'll go up later this month. I'm very excited for y'all to see it. It is quite an adventure. It was very, very fun. Hello, Alva. Welcome in. How are you doing? It's wonderful to see you. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Hope you're having a lovely Monday. I'm trying to think if I've got anything interesting to report on that I did this weekend. To be honest, I think most of what I did this weekend was feel not very well. I made 2 new stream stickers for the stream. And, that was fun. And other than that, I kind of sat or was in bed feeling not very well, so not a lot, honestly. I mean, the royal family does employ someone with the title of Blackrod, and we're just not, nope. You know what? I realize I started the conversation, but I'm exclamation mark bonking the conversation. Oh, no. Anyways. This country is ridiculous. Please don't deport me. I love living here. Everything is great about this country. I don't remember how many ski centres there are in Scotland, but I did have to learn that fact in order to be allowed to live here permanently. Which I still think is a ridiculous thing to need to know in order to live here permanently. I'll be honest, I think okay, so for anyone who's gone through, like, the British, immigration system and has taken the Life in the UK test, will, I'm sure, be aware of how you have to purchase this booklet, which costs, like, £15 or something, that has all of these facts about the UK. And then you have to book a test, which also costs a fee in order to take. And they sit you in a room in front of a computer and they give you have something like, I don't know, like 60 minutes or something to complete this quiz. I finished it in 5 and I got every answer correct because literally all you have to do is just memorize the facts in a book, which is not a super long book. I think it's about 100 pages and there's a lot of pictures. And it's questions like, which of these items is not part of a classic full English breakfast? Literally. I'm like, what? Like, why? Like, this is just ridiculous. I mean, I took it very seriously when I did the Life in the UK test because I did not want to be, deported. But also it felt very silly, a lot of the questions. Like, genuinely, there was a question about how many ski centres there are in Scotland. And I don't remember. It's like 4 or 5, I think. But that was a question on the test. But it's randomized which questions you'll get, so it's not just like memorize these 10 questions. You might get... There are more questions than you will see on your version of the quiz, so it's not just a question of memorizing, sort of like, okay, so, the answers are in order, like B, A, C, B, whatever. But, But it's less a question, I think, of understanding what life is like in the UK and more a question of being able to memorize the responses in a book. Like, that's it. Can you memorize these facts and then answer a multiple choice quiz? It took me under 5 minutes, I think. It took me under 5 minutes to actually fill out the quiz. And then I gave myself like an extra 2 minutes to like go back over my questions and verify that I feel like I'd answered everything correctly. So, you know, Moana, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated. Welcome, welcome. Lino says, I mean, being able to take the piss out of the UK should genuinely be on the Life in the UK test. It is an important part of life in the UK. It really is. It really is. Sometimes I feel like I'm not as allowed to take the piss out of the UK because obviously, you know, judging by my accent, I give off, you know, foreigner vibes. Though I've lived here for over 10 years now. There are more glottal stops in my everyday speech than there were 10 years ago. I will find myself saying things like hot water bottle instead of hot water bottle. Not, you know, in a, oh, I'm lampooning various British accents kind of way, but just in a, it's gotten absorbed into my everyday accent. Yeah. Lux! No! Anyways. If anyone's wondering, BBC does not stand for British Broadcasting Corporation. It stands for Please Be Careful. Anyways. That's the regularity with which if my husband is about to do something that you know, in like if he's using an X-Acto knife to like open a parcel or something, I'll just be like, remember, sweetheart, BBC, please be careful. I don't know where it came from, but that's what it stands for to me now. Cade says, I can say this because I'm a British nation, but we're a very silly people. I mean, I love these people, and that's why I live here. Anyways, summer days having fun rendering, in brackets, why do I do this to myself? Because it's fun, you just said so. Obviously, because fun. I hope you are genuinely having fun. I mean, older viewers may remember that painting that I spent, I think, a cumulative 16 hours painting on stream. And you know what? For a painting that is A6 in size, like this little guy, and you know what? I had so much fun doing it. Fun times are fun, says Lux. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I hope you're having a nice Monday. Do y'all have anything exciting coming up this week? I once again was trying to get my hair out of my face and it has just kind of fallen back. You know what? I've got a bobby pin literally attached to my shirt. I'm just gonna... It doesn't matter if my hair looks silly right now because no one can see my hair because it's hand cam day. So I have just popped a bobby pin in where the tendrils keep falling in front of my face. So hopefully they'll stop doing that so much and I can actually see what I'm painting. Wow. Can you believe being able to see your own artwork? Actually, maybe that's bad. Maybe I don't want that. I don't know. Because then I get, you know, if I can see my own artwork, then I get to be hypercritical of my own artwork, and that's worse, actually. I try not to be hypercritical of my own work, but, I mean, we're all our own worst critics, generally. Unless I have secret haters out there who are like, oh my god, did you see Sammy posted a new painting? Oh my god, I know, it sucks so bad. And they're all actually secretly making fun of me. But I cannot allow myself to entertain that possibility or I'll never make anything ever again and I'll just sit quietly and cry. But yeah. Anyways. Right. That's a ghost. Yay! Oh, I think this was a good choice of color for the line weight for these little guys. I think it's just giving them a little bit of pop. A little bit of pop without being like overly pop, you know, just an appropriate amount of pop, I think, here, which is fantastic. I was debating what to do about the line weight for the lilies of the valley here as well, because the flowers are very much just white. But do I want to just do gray, or do I maybe want to kind of infuse it with a little green just to make it feel a little bit more botanical? Maybe I will do that. But like, it will be subtle if I do. Like, quite subtle. My voice is going. Sorry everyone, my voice is going a little bit. That's better. Okay. True self-criticism, says Moana. Genuinely. My inner critic is... They're very loud. They're very loud, and they really like making themselves known. Especially just as I'm about to go to bed, I get the night thoughts that are like, hey, feel sad. Feel inadequate. Feel like your life isn't going the way you want. Yay! But then again, I do maintain that, and it is important to remember that the thoughts that you have that are real sad after like 11 p.m., those thoughts are not peer reviewed and should be ignored. That's an important thing to remember. Just remind yourself these thoughts are not peer reviewed. And therefore we do not need to entertain them. There we go. We got ourselves another uwu. How's the uwu on this little guy? It's quite a soft little uwu, but it's definitely an uwu, so I'm happy with that. All right. Oh, I need to do this guy's face. And then I'll do the flowers on the lily of the valley, and then we will work on all of the other flowers, I guess, in some semblance of an order. I don't know. At least this little guy's face is fairly straightforward. So, because it's all just little curves for peacefully closed eyes, and then a little smile. Yay, happy little guy. Love that. Little guys, of course, just for the absolute avoidance of doubt, but y'all should know this by now, is gender neutral. So, remember it well. Okay, I've added just a smidge of artichoke green to that gray, and I'm going to use that to do the line weight on these teeny tiny little lilies of the valley. Hopefully I can get a good fine line on it. Cool. Because they want to be, if you've ever seen a lily of the valley, they're quite lovely and sort of rounded. Just very sweet. Lily of the valley is one of my favorite flowers. It's one of my favorite scented flowers as well. They tend to blossom right around my birthday, so they feel very sort of special to me and kind of personal in that way as well. I don't know if my mother still has lilies of the valley in her garden, but I will be visiting my family for my birthday this year, back in Canada, because I am turning a significant number. And honestly, I think I need the distraction of like a novel location and some fun travel stuff to do to distract me from the existential crisis that I am continuing to have about that fact. Ah! Ah! Oh no! Ah! This is not an invitation to discuss our ages in chat, by the way. I presuppose that everyone here is an adult. You should be an adult if you are here. But I don't really want people talking about how old they are, because it may encourage, if there's any younger folks lurking who should not be here, it may encourage them to potentially sort of dox their ages, which may, is when you're young and vulnerable is not a good idea. So, yeah. Anyways, so enough about that. But my birthday's coming up next month, and I am feeling feelings about it, shall we say. I'm feeling some feelings about it. Not all bad, certainly not all bad feelings, but definitely feeling some feelings about it. And it is interesting, thinky thoughts to kind of reckon with, I suppose. I want to make some green colors. So what do I want for that? Maybe if I take a little bit of this turquoisey teal situation, and then I add a little bit of a kiwi situation to kind of yellow it off a little bit, but that is oh so bright. That is just glowy. And to that end, I think I will add a little bit of the pastel artichoke to it, and maybe, oh, actually, what if I add a little bit of you? Hold up. Having a thought. I know it's dangerous. It's dangerous territory, but I'm having thoughts here. I'm kind of mixing the Inktense palette with the pastel palette to try and get a good line color here. It's going... Actually, I think it's going okay. A little bit more kiwi. And maybe just like a splash of racing green to darken it all down a little bit. But just a sploosh. That feels reasonable, I think. Oh, that's a little... Oh, no, now that's not bright enough. Ah, beans. Hold up. Hold up. I am fix. I am fix it. Oh, no. This is the joy of, like, the push-pull of trying to blend a color together and having to kind of continually go back and forth until you get exactly the right mix is, it's certainly an adventure in itself sometimes, I think, as a painter. But it is fun. Oh, did I hear? That's the door. Oh. Is that the that was the door. Door? The door's gone quiet. Hello? There's the door. My moderator / spouse is home. One moment, please, chat. I need to go say hello. Hello, sunshine.
Hey.
Welcome home. How are you doing?
Moist.
Oh no, is it raining out?
Yeah.
Oh, Petal Blossom, I'm sorry. Are you okay? Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you're here.
So I only get the
Well, welcome in. Here's a kissy.
It's been there.
Going good, I'm painting.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. My tummy hurts, but I've got tea. Eat one more. Okay.
Don't go.
Oh, I was sorry. Sorry, chat. One moment, please. Hello. Oh, darling. Oh, honey bunch. Thank
So
you.
these were not the cheapest of chips.
Oh no.
But
Chips
they
are
were,
supposed to be cheap.
yes, but the ones that were cheap,
Mm.
and they were substantially cheaper than these,
Yeah.
were also 1.5 kilos.
Oh no.
And that was not going to fit in our fridge.
No. Well, thank you for the treatsies, my love. Thank you. I was not feeling very well. So my moderator / spouse got me treatsies. He got me some marzipan and some strawberry laces. And I'm not gonna weep with joy on stream, but it's making me feel a little bit I gotta say, it is making me feel a little emotional because he's just so heckin' sweet and such a lovely human being. Anyways, Joe says, Ghosties, hell yeah, Ghosties. How's it going, Joe? Lovely to see you. Welcome on in. How's your Monday going? Ringbolt says, hi, there's some cute ghosts. Oh, thank you, Ringbolt, and welcome in. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Welcome. Hello. Alright. I've got reasonably wet brush, but hopefully little enough. Ringbolt, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Thank you. Much appreciated. It is Monday, so, you know, I do. I very much had a case of the Mondays earlier. Okay, Bulba Soup. Gonna need you to scooch for a second because I need a little bit more space to work on this daffodil stem. Which is, oh, biddle boy. The stems are so fine that trying to get, like, a line weight on them is, challenging, shall we say? Because even the super fine brush is almost too thick to do it. Ringbolt is doing okay. Glad to hear it. Glad indeed. Okay. Anyways. Alrighty. Hey, mod/spouse. What's up?
I've got the chips in the freezer, but to do so I had to move some things around, which means that your Chinese takeaway leftovers is now at the back for the bottom drawer.
Okay.
But it's also a bit better, so don't forget it.
Thank you, love. Sorry, just some housekeeping talk there. Important things to do with my leftovers. Which are also fried noodles, but a different kind of fried noodles to the fried noodles I had for my lunch. Anyways. Okay. There we go. There. Oh, I think that works quite nicely, actually. I think that was good. Alright, cool. I'm going to use the same color for this tulip stem up here. And then I think this one needs a little bit more yellow, and this one needs a little bit less yellow, and this one needs even less yellow than that. So, I could have made it easy on myself and just generically made all the stems the same shade of green, but I was like, no, that's inaccurate, and I won't do it. I am very intelligent. But also, I don't know, sometimes I don't want to do things by halvesies. Sometimes I don't care, but sometimes I don't want to do things by halvesies, you know? And this was one of those times. There we go. God, this stem is so fine. How am I supposed to do the outlines of it without just coloring it back in again? Oh my goodness. Oh my stars and garters. This is a challenging. Also, there was something I was going to do with this stem that I forgot that I was going to do, and I now need to actually do it. So, whoops, which was I was going to actually do a bit of a fade on this stem, because you do see sometimes a tulip stem where it kind of fades, like there's a bit of sort of color actually on the stem as well as the petals, unusually. I was going to do that here, and then I forgot to, so whoops. I'm going to pick up a little bit of this paint, I'm going to pop it over here, and then I'm just going to whip a little extra yellow into it. I'm going to steal this yellow, and I'm going to make a somewhat more yellowy green, and I'm going to use that for the bluebells, because it is a little bit of a brighter green. It's got a little bit more of a yellowishness to it. And I'd quite like for this to reflect that if I can. There we go. Oh, this line is so fine that it's basically invisible. Good job, me. Yay. I hope people like this. I thought about I'm not 100% sure on the composition of this, but I thought it would be a nice maybe sticker sheet when it's done. Haven't done a sticker sheet type piece in a while, so I thought it'd be nice. Oh, Ringbolt, thank you very much for the hydrate. I will take a sip of my jasmine tea, which is here. Delish. Great, Yuki says cute. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you. Thank you. And indeed, I hope you're having a good one. Anyways. Right. Here we are. Okay, this is just not appearing at all. I think my brush has dried out a little bit, so let me re-wet this paint a smidge. See if that helps. Anyways, we go again. Okay. Carefully in between these little bloobs, little bluebells. There we go. Okay, perfect. We've got a stem. Doing the line weight on a stem. Why am I doing this to myself? It's like, take the finest line you can do And then outline that line. Like, why? Why am I like this? No. Oh, jeez. It's fine, though. It's absolutely fine. And I'm having fun doing it, so yay, that's even better. Okay. So, I think what I want to do for this one, it wants to be a little bit more of a bluey green, so I'm going to add a smidge of the sort of tealy turquoise situation to it. But just a very little bit, not a ton. But it does want to be a slightly different green. So, let's go. Ooh, it's cute. Good. I think that's a nice green anyways. I hope it is. Okay. And how do I line weight? Literally a line. Did I already say cute? Asks Yuki. Yes, you did, and thank you so much indeed. Rainbolt says, now, is that a green or red leaf? It is this, yeah, okay, so let me take anyone who has come in after the beginning of stream, let me take you on a tour of the flowers in this piece. We've got lavender, daffodil, primrose, cherry blossom, rhubarb, which is a flower now, Japanese quince, bluebells, crabapple, tulip, forget-me-nots, and lily of the valley. So, there you go. Yes. Yes, I did decide to... I just wanted to do a rhubarb because I think rhubarb's real pretty and also very delicious. So I figured, what the hey? But also, yes, I guess rhubarb is a flower now as well as being a vegetable. That always feels confusing to me that rhubarb apparently is a vegetable. But it just, as a food category, and indeed in the supermarché, it is with fruit. But, honestly, what is classified as fruit versus vegetable, like scientifically, has no bearing on how we eat things or the context in which we eat them. So I declare that it's all a bunch of nonsense. I love rhubarb, says Joe, but it's a fruit because it goes in crumble, right? Yes, yes. Yes, Joe, you get it. Rhubarb is a crumble food, therefore is fruit. It super is. Of course it's fruit. Of course it's fruit. Okay, can I make this a little bit... a little bit more of this color, please. Maybe a little bit of... what if I... hold up. What if I take you in reasonable measure and then add silver to turquoise? What do I get? Do I get something that can work as the outline for the lavender flowers? Maybe? I don't know if... hopefully this will be dark enough. Whoa! I almost knocked over my palette. Shh, everything's fine. It's fine, don't worry about it. You didn't see anything. No, it is fine, actually. Oh, yeah, actually, this looks really nice. Cool. I like drawing lavender flowers, because I have a lavender flowers tattoo on, my right arm. I, last November, got a tattoo of some lavender stock, which was very fun to design, and the artist who drew it onto me was, absolutely wonderful. Lovely person, excellent artist, very nice to work with. I had been very nervous because it was my first tattoo in like 15 years or so. Like, it had been a very long time since I'd had one done. And, it was a very comfortable experience. So, yeah, hell yeah. Anyways, oh god, I want rhubarb crumble now. No! I made a rhubarb tart a couple weeks ago because I had some rhubarb in the fridge that needed to be baked into something, and I also happened to have some ready rolled puff pastry in the freezer, so I put the two together, and it was super good. I might actually have some rhubarb compote left in the fridge. Ooh, maybe I'll have toast later if I'm feeling hungry. If I'm feeling snack hungry. Excuse me. Anyways. Forget-me-nots are very prominent here in Lithuania, says Yuki. Oh, wonderful. I love that for you. I think they're so pretty. They're so sweet. They're so little, and they're so sweet. I love it. That's so nice. But it grows from the ground, so I'd call it a vegetable, says Ringbolt. Exactly. The classifications of fruits and vegetables is very confusing, and doesn't necessarily have bearing on how we eat them. Also confusingly. But here we are. Okay, shall I get some weight onto the rhubarb leaf as well? I'm just going to pick up all of this green paint, because I think if I put these two green paints together, I should have the right green paint to do this rhubarb leaf. And I'm going to, you know what? Anyways, their name has the same origin, but it usually refers to a different thing in modern days, says Yuki. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I did not know. Ringbolt says, there is a lavender farm about a 2-hour drive away from me that sells many lavender products. Oh, that must be so nice. That must smell so good when they're blooming. There is in sort of near my neighborhood where I often go for walks, there is a church that I go past that has some nice gardens, but they've got these 2 big old lavender bushes, and when the lavender is in bloom, oh, it smells so good. I will always stop and just hang out there for a minute because it smells so good. But also, the bees absolutely love those lavender bushes. The frequency with which I see just like a whole bunch of just little bees bombasing around in there is just, it's so nice to see. I'm like, yes, good work, bees. We love to see it. Anyways, what was I gonna, oh yeah, rhubarb leaf. Rhubarb leaf. Give me a picture so I know that I'm doing the lines right on the outside of the leaf. Please don't eat the leaves of your rhubarb plant. It's not good for you, actually. I just wanted to see, do they have like a texture? None of these pictures are very good. Oh, great. Okay, this is a nice, oh, this is a big old leaves. Okay, so they do have a bit of a texture to them, so I'm going to try and make a slightly wiggly line, I suppose. Anyways, they are used to represent those who fell in Lithuania's fight for independence in the 90s and all the people who died during. And given the name, that feels very, very appropriate, because that is an important thing to commemorate. That's lovely. Well, not the fact that people died, obviously, but it's lovely that is a sort of symbolic remembrance of those people in that struggle, for sure. Okay, a rhubarb leaf, but it's rhubarb. No! I don't even know how I would do that, Lux. I'm confused. The bees do be buzzy, says Ringbolt, and I love bees. I really do. I love them very much. They are very important, and they do important work. Okay. The edges of the rhubarb leaf can get a little bit wiggly, so I'm holding my brush a little bit loosely to do this, to kind of give it a nice sense of organic movement, rather than being super deliberate with, as I've been doing with sort of, as I normally do with my lines, just kind of letting it be a little bit wiggly so that it feels a bit more wiggly, I suppose. But sometimes letting things be a little bit random works better than trying to like manufacture randomness, as we know from the number of times I've had to manufacture randomness in a painting. It is an entire thing. Oh, this feels weird. It feels really weird to do, and I realize that holding my hand in this way you can't really see what I'm doing super well, but well, it's almost done, so there we go. All right. The rhubarb leaf is dead. Yay! Also, bees are gay. It's just a fact. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hold on. Let me pop a pride emote in the chat, because we do have one. Look at the Kraken doing his little pride dance. Hell yeah. Anyways. I like bees, I don't mind wasps, but I hate hornets, says Ringbolt. Oh no! Oh no. I like bees. I don't mind wasps or hornets. I'm generally happy if they kind of are just doing their own thing. If they decide to bother me, sometimes I get a little bit nervous. I've never been stung by anything, so I would rather not be. I would rather just leave them to it and to do their important pollination work, because it is very important pollination work. I'm gonna do a super quick BRB for like 1 second. I'm so sorry. There we are. Welcome back. I'm getting side-eye from the BRB screen, says Joe. Oh, geez, such an adorable grumpy Sammy. Yeah, that was intended to be me sticking the kettle on. I think my stream persona is maybe a little bit less grumpy these days. A little bit. But I was pretty grumpy for starters. Not genuinely, but as a streamer persona, as per the I guess the this recent animated emote is kind of to that effect. Anyways, but yeah. Right, carrying on. So I've done all of the green bits, I think. So, maybe let's do, like, the yellow stuff. The yellow stuff is kind of the hardest part, I think, because, again, because yellow is just such a light color, it is hard to get really nicely defined line weight onto it without adding other colors to it, which I very much do not want to do if I don't have to. But I would also quite like for them to be, you know, visible lines. Ringbolt has never had a problem with bees or wasps, but hornets, they bug me and like to sting me. Oh no, I'm so sorry that you were stung by a hornet. That must be terrible. That must be an oof ouch. I confess, when I hear hornet, I think of Hollow Knight. As some of you may be aware, I do stream Friday mornings, and for the last couple of years we have predominantly been streaming Hollow Knight on Friday mornings. To that end, I do have 2 Hollow Knight stream stickers now, which are very silly, and I don't know how to play them on stream from the thing. I don't know how to do that from here, but you'll just have to take my word for it until someone discovers them, I suppose. But one of them is Hornet. Anyways. I made those this weekend. It was really fun. Anywho. Okay, yellow paint. So I've got this yellow here that I made up earlier for the primrose. So I think it's also quite a good, potentially a good yellow to do the lines on the daffodil with, because it's quite similar in tone. But I will start with the primrose and see if it actually works at all. Ugh. Yeah, yellow is really hard to do line weight for. Your death water is very murky, says Joe. Yeah, it's pretty opaque today. It's got it's got a lot of paint in it. I do not like the buzzing that flying things do, or the biting. Not a fan of the buzzing or the biting. I find the sound of like bugs buzzing is one of the most annoying sounds to exist in real life. That and the tinny sound of like TikToks coming out of somebody's phone because they're not using headphones on the bus. Those two, and or they're speaking to someone on speakerphone instead of just using their phone speaker to have like a normal phone conversation. I am side-eyeing the hell about that. Have to leave. Had a nice stream, says Summer Days. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. It was lovely to see you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Lino, no. We've been through this, and I'm done, okay? No. Don't you do it. Or do. Like, you're an adult. You can do what you want, but don't, no. No. Anyways, I should cook, says Joe. Yes, you should. Go cook. Go eat your food. Have a lovely lurk, and thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Rainbow says, bug bites bug me, but I get over them. The stings are really not pleasant. Stings sound bad. I mean, you know, listen, you're all adults here. I assume you're all adults. I cannot tell you what and what not to do. I am not the boss of you. I would say for general safety information, please only eat things that are safe for human consumption. And I do not recommend anything else. I'm going to just start listen, I'm going to just start ignoring you guys when you do the thing. I'm just going to start deleting messages about eating things that aren't food. 'Cause yeah, it's done. It's run its course. Anyways, Kobe, hello, welcome in. Who says, I find bugs fascinating and they look super cool, but I want them to be far away from me. I want them to be doing the important things that they need to do. I do. But also some of them do scare me, especially spiders, especially when they're in my house. That's not okay. They don't belong here. I'm actually pretty okay with spiders for the most part when they're outside, but as soon as they're in their house, I get scared, and I don't like it. Oh god, not a don't you put it in your mouth. That is for anyone who doesn't know, don't you put it in your mouth. It's a classic PSA that ran on TV in Canada in the 90s, starring some puppets about not consuming the delicious looking cleaning products in your parents' kitchen, basically. Even if it looks delicious, if you don't know what it is, don't eat it. There's a very famous, well remembered, maybe well liked, I don't know, but very, very important set of things to remember there. Don't eat things that are not intended for human consumption, and if you don't know what it is, you probably shouldn't eat it. The end. I am not going to sing the song. Anyways. I'm gonna have to go make fried rice fairly soon. So I won't have finished this whole thing today, I'm sorry. Eat your carrots and broccoli, cauliflower, and greens. They are good for you, says Ringbolt. I wholeheartedly agree. It's okay, Lux. It's okay. I know everyone's just doing a comedy goof. It's just been going on for like a year and a half now, and I'm like, I'm not good at this. But I love you, okay? Anyways. Oh no, did I do that thing again where, sorry, I dropped something. The little plastic tube that keeps the pointy end of the brush safe when it's not in use. Anyways. Kobe, no! Pulls indeed. Okay. I'm gonna try and get some line weight onto this daffodil, but it keeps disappearing as I put it down, which is a little bit of a frustrate. It is genuinely kind of difficult with colors like this yellow situation, because it's really hard to get a line weight that's opaque enough in these paints as well, that the pencil underneath doesn't just break on through really like loudly. I've added a little bit of orange to the center piece of this daff because it's one of those daffodils that does have like the two sort of different colors, you know? Anyways, here's a joke, says Ringbolt. Why did the chicken not cross the road? Because they were a little chicken. Oh, thank you for that. Have a round of applause. Good job. Generally thought for a minute Sammy was going to flip us off for winding her up. Never. Not on stream. That's inappropriate. Language. That's visual. That is sign language. It's a language. I would not do that on stream. On stream, that is. Anyways. But I don't know if y'all know this about me, but I actually don't like being wound up in general as a person. If someone teases me for something, I will 100% assume that they genuinely think that. If they're like, oh, you're, whatever, ha 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 ha, I will not be like, oh ho ho ho, you're so funny. I'll be like, oh my god, that's what they genuinely think of me. Wow, okay, now all of my failings feel very apparent, and I feel sad that I do not have the esteem of my peers that I thought I did. That's how I feel when I get, like, sort of the taking the mick and stuff. It's, Canada teasing is okay because Canada teasing is different. I feel like there's more of a culture here in the UK of kind of, like, taking the mick. But also, yeah, I have multiple decades of undiagnosed neurodivergence to unpack, and part of that is having grown up very sensitive. But yeah, it turns out there's also a brain thing about that, but there's also a cultural thing about that, because it's not so much of a thing in Canada, or at least it wasn't among the sort of circles of friends and family that I had in Canada, for sure. Lux says, it's fine, Sammy. You're just an old soul. Eyes wince. Oh my god. Lux. Oh, you say that, but there's a tweet that I saw this morning that just really hit, and I wanna find it and read it. Because I was like, oh damn. And maybe some people can relate. Because I was like, oh, For any of my neurospicy pals in chat, here's a tweet that I found this morning that came into my feed. So I'm perusing into my likes now to read it to you. Okay, Owl at the Library tweeted and said, in response to someone saying, so many kids are being diagnosed with autism these days. What's up with that? Owl says, there have always been autistic people. They were just called old souls, or a bit odd, or a pleasure to have in class, or you should really consider joining the priesthood. And I'm like, oh damn, guess who was a pleasure to have in class? But the other thing is the ADHD, so I also got, she's a bright student, but she needs to learn to apply herself. Ah! Anyways, every comment says Lux. I know. Oh my god, apply yourself. The thing about the just needs to apply yourself comment was that it was never followed by, and here are some strategies that you might use by which to apply yourself. It was just an understanding that you intuitively know how to do this, you're just choosing not to do it. Instead of being like, here are some resources that may genuinely help you focus. No, none of that. Just, hey, you need to do this, so do. Step 1, apply yourself. What does it mean? Ah! Deborah! Anyways. Thank you for joining me on Neurospicy Corner with Twitch user Sammy Kelch. Teehee. Teehee. Anyways, moving on. I'm gonna drop some weight on to the yellow bits of this. I am not dropping any weight onto the yellow bits of this Forget-Me-Not because it's literally not appearing in my... There we go. I did not touch the paint. I did not actually put the brush far enough into the cup to touch the paint water, and therefore there was no paint on my brush. Wow. Anyways. Lux says, he does well when rushing, so even more success could arise from earlier preparation was a common line too. I took it to mean you're literally fine passing as it is. Apparently, yep. Rainbolt says, if you like flowers and like Lego, they have sets you can build. Yes, I've seen the flower Lego sets. I have no idea where I would put them. I have done Lego building streams before. We built this guy on stream. This is Anana, the French-Canadian pineapple who holds our brushes here on stream. There is also an Anana emote and an Anana sticker as well. We also most recently built a Lego single lens reflex camera, which was very, very fun. Um, but yeah, I love the Lego flower sets. They're so city. Pros of the sets, you do not have to water them, and you will have them all year round. The flowers will never die unless you take them apart. You know, for someone who recently had their Greek basil plant pass away, also rest in peace to the lovely Yanis. We will miss you and your beautiful, beautiful Greek basil leaves. Yeah, I do appreciate flowers and plants that you don't actually need to maintain. Not necessarily because I'm super bad at plant maintenance, but also I don't think I've got a good lighting situation anywhere in my house for them, really. Linus says, fun fact, teacher feedback is often already pre-written, hence all the default text is just interchanged. Wow, that makes me feel really good. That feels really bad. Anyways. Linus says, I saw a head of department have an Excel sheet with drop-down boxes for writing student feedback. Really makes you feel like they are definitely tailoring that feedback for the actual student and their performance. Wow. Lux says, so you could be an A1, B3, B4, C8, and that's all. Please show the Lego camera, says Ringbolt. One moment, please. It's here with me in the studio. This was such a fun... This was one of the, 3-in-1 build sets. So you could make this or, a camcorder and something else. So this is the Lego SLR camera. It does come with a little extra roll of film here with some cute photos that someone's taken on the negatives. But also, importantly, so you've got all of the gubbins on the top that you would want to see from a camera. You've got this thing to change the different exposure settings. You've got the winder over here. You've also got this wheel here to advance the film. But additionally, and you've also got the viewfinder, which you can see through. Where is it? There. You can see through the viewfinder, and obviously the hot shoe for the flash. Not included, but that's fine. I never use the flash. But also, if you break this bit, how do I get it? Hold on, which is the bit that opens up again? Because there is a bit that it does open. If I can remember which bit opens up. Okay, I might not be able to get it to open up today. Because I keep just pulling pieces off instead. Oh no. There we go. Okay. Very gingerly. And as you can see, oh no, I've exposed the film and these photos are going to be all ruined because I haven't developed them yet. Aw, beans, what did I do that for? Anyways, that is the Lego SLR camera. It was a fairly inexpensive, reasonably inexpensive for a Lego set. And I really enjoyed building this. It was a lot of fun. A lot of, nice, sort of interesting mechanics in it as well. Really, really fun to do. The other one that I built on stream, besides Anana, was I have the Lego birdhouse, which is on display over in our living room. But I have photos I can share in the Discord if anybody wants. And I absolutely love it. But yeah. Ringbolt says, I love Lego and I love cameras. Hell yeah! We're building a Lego camera tonight! Says Ringbolt. Nice! I want that set so badly. I just have not seen it in stores here yet. Oh, geez. You should, if you can, check the website. If they ship to you, it might be worth checking that out as well. I don't know. It's a fairly recent set, so I don't think it's going to retire anytime soon, probably. But it's probably worth having a look anyways. Lino says, I mean, at least one of those is going to be a double exposure anyway. Very art school. Have you seen my film photography, Lino? Because it is very artsy. It is very artsy. I don't know if that's something that I don't know if that's a good thing. I still do a fair amount of film photography, not nearly as much as I did when I was in sort of my 20s and when I was a student. But I do love film photography still, and I still do a fair amount of it, but I tend not to really share it anywhere, just because it's, honestly, it's a faff to get it online. It is a faff to take all of those prints and scan them in, because my scanner is very slow. And I know you can get, negative scanners and stuff, but I just find you can't, they don't, the resolution isn't as good. So, yeah. I don't know if I've seen your photography, says Lino, I can't remember. Ah, interesting. I will see if I can dig up some stuff if you want to see some of like my older work. If you're curious. I do have an archive section on my website that has a lot of my older photography, but it's not been updated in a very, very long time. And it's very disorganized cuz I don't know, I'm just focused on other stuff these days, I suppose. Anyways, which is fine. But yeah, let me get a little line weight on these little pips. But also the stems of the pips also want to be this kind of yellowy color. There we go. Yeah, I think that works. I think that's quite effective, actually. I just want to redo the line weight just for like the center of this primrose, because it just isn't very visible, I think, for some reason. I think maybe the yellow I was using for that was a little bit too light, so I have attempted to redo it. I've not seen your photography. Do we have any on Instagram? I don't post a lot of my like film photography on Instagram these days, just because I tend these days, more often than not, I will get a roll of film developed, and then I will look at the photos. I'll be like, oh, some of these are really good, and then I will kind of just put them away and not do anything with them. Not because I don't want to share, but just because it just takes so long to scan them in. So most of the film photography that I have out there is quite old as a result. But I should probably fix that. Ringbolt says, I don't post many of my photos due to copyright stuff. Oh, interesting. I mean, I'm sure you can possibly share but not sell them? Question mark? I would think that'd be fine. I'm building a Lego Kodak Instamatic 400. Ooh, very cool. Very, very cool. Hey, Silly, welcome on in. How are you doing? And it's very cool that you still use film. I will cling on to film with you know, the vice-like grip that I can for as long as I am possibly allowed to do it. Because I love film. I do think digital is great, and you can do a lot of amazing stuff with digital photography, but it's different, and it hits different, and I've never found that trying to create a film-like effect with digital hits in quite the same way as just using film does, and I don't know, I just feel more comfortable a lot of the time using analog, like, tangible media, like here I am doing traditional painting instead of digital painting. I have tried a couple times to get into doing digital art sort of supplementary to this, and I've always kind of bounced off of it. That might change at some point, I don't know, I'm still trying, but that's also a much bigger, it's a lot less expensive to buy like a paint pan set. This was about £20 maybe, versus like a tablet and all of the peripherals you need to do digital painting. Bit more expensive, so here we are. Anyways. Ringbolt says, I also use film. Hell yeah, I have a few film cameras that I still use from time to time. Nice, nice. I mostly use 35mm. I had a lot more, like, vintage cameras when I lived back in Canada. But I wasn't able to bring all of them with me when I moved because I basically had whatever I could ram into 2 suitcases, and that was like 10 years ago. So I think between my partner and I, we do have 2 medium format cameras in the house as well. But it's very rare that I will take one of them out. And when I say very rare, I mean, it's probably been a few years since I did. And I think my partner took one of our 35mm cameras out when we were on an outing recently. And I think we're just not as used to the mechanism on those. So I don't know I don't know how many photos were taken that day, but yeah. I'd love to do a bit more medium format because it is nice, but yeah, I think some of my old cameras from back in the old country were possibly donated to like young people, sort of friends of the family who were interested in getting into photography, because you know I haven't lived there for years and I wasn't able to use them, and I was very, very happy to see them go to places there where they would actually get some use. So, like, that's fine. But, excuse me. Oh, got some funky hiccups happening. I'm probably not going to be able to finish this today. But is one I've never had a brownie ring bolt. Actually. I've baked brownies, but I've never had a brownie camera. I have here I used to have a Seagull. I can't remember what the model of it was, but it was a Seagull like twin lens reflex that was very broken. But still worked. But I think the aperture setting was stuck on quite a wide aperture. So it meant I generally couldn't take photos outdoors in the daytime because they would all be horribly overexposed. Because of the range of shutter speeds that the camera had. But yeah. So I think we have now like a Diana. My partner's got a twin lens reflex that I have no idea if it works. But it's also quite a reasonably sized heavy camera, so it's not something that we tend to choose to take out with us when we do the photographical stuff. I'm gonna do the flowers that are pink, and then I'm gonna check the time. It is 7:20, so I think when I'm done doing these flowers that are pink, I'm probably gonna call it there. But I want to do a couple little fleurs first, if I may. There we go. Okay, so I think I just wanted for this one, because it's got that little blush of pink in the center, I am going to do the line weight on this one in pink as well. Even though most of it is white. But thematically, I feel like pink works as line weight for the crabapple because of that. So here we are. Ta-da! Yay! Do, says Lux. Exactly. Every time I have to say do, I can't help it. It's do. Tee hee. I'm 39. Anyways, don't talk about your ages. But yeah. Ringbolt's got a Pentax Spotmatic, nice, and a Spotmatic 2 for 35mm, and for medium format, Kodak Brownie Hawkeye, and a Dual Flex 2 camera. Very nice. And yes, the cameras work. Love that for you. Over the years, when I was doing a lot of film photography, I was doing a lot of, I would absolutely work with cameras that were in some way broken and just find ways around the mechanism that doesn't work, which was genuinely very fun. I honestly really enjoyed that, like getting to do that. That was a really good time. There was a camera that I had where the shutter was just stuck on permanently open. So what I would do would be to I would just do like long exposures with it in low light situations and just use it like you would a pinhole camera. Except, I would adjust the aperture as I wanted, and then just like take the lens cap off, wait for whatever I felt like was an appropriate exposure time, and then put the lens cap back on. Why not? I did some weird stuff with that, but it was really fun. Okay. Tulip time. I like tulips. I think they're delightful. They come in so many nice colors. I'm not going to belabor the point because we talked about this last time, and I'm sure y'all are super tired of hearing about it because it was a really long time ago now, but my wedding flowers were a bouquet of white tulips that I bought from the supermarket the day before. And they cost me £5, and you know what? They looked real pretty. So, yeah, it works. Aperture is the science and technologies. So silly. I mean, technically, yes. Technically, you are correct. Okay. Now I need to get a little fadey gradient here. Because I want to fade this down into the stem, because there are some, I saw some examples of tulipy flowers where they had a bit of a gradient of the color from the from like the main blossom actually kind of gradienting down into the stem as well. So I wanted to see if I could reflect that. Oh, I need this to dry now, damn it. Incorporated, says Silly. Thank you. Yes. Ringwald says, I'm so glad that I met you today, as I miss talking about cameras and film. It's been very nice having camera chat with you, Ringwald. I really enjoyed it. So thank you for that. And also thank you for hanging out. Anyways. I'm gonna see if I can just get a little bit of... Oh, that's too much color, but thank you so very much, Many Distractions, for the follow. Thank you. Much appreciated indeed. Okay, that pink is a little too bright, so I'm gonna see if I can actually just get a bit of a fade on that. There we go. That's better. Okay, I think that'll do. I think that'll do for the tulip as well. This one is a little funky because I'm gonna need a bit of a sort of dark burgundy purple situation for the outside. Because this is, I want to do one of those like cherry blossoms that does kind of have the that situation going on. So I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of the orchid pink. Just because this whole piece is quite soft, so I do want it to be a little bit soft. So, but then I really love these cherry blossoms that are like quite light in color, but then have the contrasting sort of darker centers. I think it's so heckin' pretty. I will still be here, but I must work and lurk, says Ringwald. Thank you very much for the lurk, much appreciated. We're not going to be going on too much longer anyways, but thank you very much for the lurk, I appreciate it. And I think we're just gonna wrap up this cherry blossom. I really thought we were going to finish this piece, like, halfway through stream today. I am so bad at estimating how long it takes me to paint things. Like, genuinely the worst at it. There we go. Oh, is this not iconic cherry blossom? I love cherry blossoms. They're so nice. I love all of these blossoms. They're all so nice. I'm sorry we didn't finish everything today. I will probably actually just, there's not a lot left to do, so I'll probably just finish it off stream, and we'll start whatever I'm feeling up to on Thursday. It will either be a lino cut print, not you lino, or it will be working with the super granulating watercolors, depending on whether I feel safe handling sharp objects with a live audience. And that really depends. But let's take a little look-see and see who's online, so I can do a little raid. Right. Who is live? Who is a person that I know? Who's doing some streamy stuff? Who have we not raided in a little while? It would be nice to see. Ooh, you know what? It's been a wee while since I said, let's just make sure that the stream isn't about to end before I tell you where I'm sending you. Because sometimes it happens. I have raided into streams and it turns out, oh, they literally just finished, and then I feel stupid. It's taking so... Oh man, my computer just does not like me doing other things while I'm streaming. Okay, yeah, it looks like they haven't been going for too long, so hopefully they're not just about to end. So let me send you in the direction of Liz, because we like birds, and Liz paints burbs. So I'm gonna give you a generic raid message. And I feel like it's appropriate to use the ghost emote because we've been painting ghosts. So it is a pumpkin ghost, so obviously that's a somewhat more autumnal ghost. There is some noise happening. There is some noise happening in the other room. Oh, little boy. I hope it's not picking up too much on the mic. But there's a generic raid message in the chat. If you have the emotes, feel free to grab it with the emotes. Otherwise, you can just say generic raid message or append any emotes that you would wish to do. And in the meantime, I would like to thank you all very much for hanging out with me today. It's been very, very, very fun. Had a lovely time. You're all breathtaking. Thanks indeed also to Gracie and to Sammy Ann for the lovely raids. And once again, I'll be back on Thursday doing a new piece of artwork, and I am looking forward to whatever that may be. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today, and hope to see you again soon. Have a wonderful next couple of days, and I'll be back on Thursday. And yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye, and good night.